What's up, guys? So today's video, sorry, I just woke up. Today's video is going to be all about the things that I'm looking forward to that are coming out in October, considering that today is the last day of September. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So as you could see by that little graphic just before, there's a lot to look forward to coming on Netflix. So obviously those are going to be things that I'm going to talk about. Only specific things. There are obviously some things on that list that just don't interest me at all. So I'm not going to talk about those. I will talk about the ones that I'm looking forward to though, as well as movies and video games that are coming out. Because there's not a lot coming out in the way of new music, although I will probably get my copy of Against the Current's Past Lives during October, despite it having come out like 2 days ago or whatever, because of postage. So I will be doing my unboxing of that in October, and therefore that will be a thing that I'll be able to make a video on, as well as everything else that I'm going to discuss in this video. This is kind of like a contents page for October. So yeah, with all of that in mind, the first thing on the list is Lucifer Season 3. It's coming to Netflix on October 3rd, and I could not be happier about this. If it actually comes out on October 3rd in Australia, considering that where I live is 19 hours ahead of LA time, if it actually comes out on the 3rd, I should be able to binge watch the entire season in the 2 days off that I have in that week. I work on the 1st and the 2nd, have the 3rd and the 4th off, and then work pretty much all day on the 5th. So if it actually comes out on the 3rd, I'm going to be able to have completely watched the entire season before I go back to work, which is going to be great. And if not, I'll have the weekend to do it anyway. But I'm really looking forward to Lucifer Season 3. The first 2 seasons were great. I thoroughly enjoyed them. And I cannot wait to see what character developments await me in Season 3. So Venom is one of those things where I've been waiting for this movie for a long time. As soon as I heard that Tom Hardy was going to be playing Eddie Brock / Venom, I was like, I just want to watch this now. So I've been waiting for this for a long time. So as soon as it comes out, I'm going to be there. What makes it even better is it comes out on my birthday at my local cinema. And as I said previously, I have that day off. So I'm going to be able to go in and watch it on my birthday, which is going to be really cool. I do have plans to go see it on the weekend anyway. So even though I won't be able to, I may not go opening night due to money constraints, I will definitely be seeing it within its opening weekend. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this like you would not believe. So Land Before Time is going to be on Netflix, and that just means that I'm going to be reliving all the nostalgia. It's actually kind of funny. I was running a couple of errands the other day, hanging out with a friend, and I happened to go into like where all like the cold drinks are in the supermarket, and they had a little stand that just had like 4 or 5 different Land Before Time movies, and I'm like, well, I could, but it's going to be on Netflix, which I'm already paying for anyway. So yeah, to relive the nostalgia, Land Before Time is such a classic film. Like, how do more people not talk about it? I suppose it's not current, so it's not trendy, but Ducky and Petrie made that film, okay? I'm really looking forward to watching this movie again. Our first of 3 video games, not including DLCs. I will get to the DLC in a second. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they're just pumping out the backstory for all the different assassins now, aren't they? Like, we had Origins, now we're getting Odyssey. They're gonna make another one next year, I reckon, or the year after, and it's also gonna have a subtitle that begins with the letter O, which means that there's something going on there with the letter O. But I'm particularly looking forward to this, not only because it's an Assassin's Creed game, but because it's got like that Greek Roman sort of setting, which I think is really cool. I really like Greek mythology, so I'm hoping that maybe Hercules, which I know it's more based in history and less in mythology, but you can't go into ancient Greece and not discuss their mythology because it's so rich, and it's like half the time when you're studying ancient Greece in school anyway, you're learning about their mythology because there's just that much of it. So you can't have a game set in ancient Greece. And by the way, the Odyssey, the book, the Odyssey written by Homer, is about a Greek hero after the Trojan War. So which could have actually happened, even if it didn't happen the way the myth says. So you could still have that part in it, and therefore be able to meet Achilles and Ajax and the other Ajax. There's 2 Ajaxes, the lesser and the greater. One of them kills himself by jumping on his sword. The other one gets killed in some other way. Neither of them survive the war. But yeah, I digress. This game should be really good, and I'm looking forward to eagle diving off the Pantheon. Riverdale Season 3. Right. I had deduced who the killer was in Season 1 halfway through the season. However, they had allowed that to be a binge thing, and then it was weekly for Season 2 and weekly for Season 3. I decided to wait it out for Season 2 until the second to last episode had come out, because that would give me then a week to watch all of those, so I was up to date for the finale. And it worked out pretty well. However, it was torturous because they kept having mid-season breaks. They'd be like, oh, here's 4 episodes, we're going to take a month off. So that was torturous. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to be watching it week by week, probably given a bit of a commentary on it, along with within my weekly videos. So that's something we can all look forward to. But I'd also sort of figured out the big conspiracy of Season 2 at about halfway to 3/4. So I'm kind of expecting to have some theories for this season at around about halfway to 3/4, depending on how many episodes they're going to release for this season. Which means that in about 3 months' time, if they're going to release 13 episodes, that's going to be at about 8 or 9 for 3/4. So between episodes 6 and 9, I'm expecting to have some sort of a theory, which means that I should have that theory before Christmas, if they continually release each week and don't take a random mid-season break 4 times in the season. It should be before Christmas. Otherwise, it'll be part of January's videos that I come out with it. But yeah, I'm kind of planning on having my theory of who was involved in whatever conspiracy this season decides to give us. This film, Bad Times at the El Royale, shouldn't take me that long to tell you why I'm looking forward to it. It's got Jeff Bridges and Chris Hemsworth in it. Like, do you need another reason? Because if you do, it looks like it has a very compelling storyline, a bit of a mystery from what I got from the trailers, as well as being a period piece. So there's going to be lots of cool aesthetics going on in the set design and the costuming and the makeup and the way the directing is done and the acting, and it just looks like it's going to be a really good film. And it's not the kind of film that I'm normally interested in. I'm usually more of, and I have recently discovered this, I'm usually more of like the blockbuster type. I don't usually go for the artsy films that usually are nominated for awards and stuff. So yeah, I'm usually more of a blockbuster type, and this looks like it's going to be one of those more artsy films. But it looks like it's going to be really good, so I'm looking forward to it. Arrow Season 6 will be on Netflix. Obviously, this is one of the only ways I can watch it in Australia without having to pay for Austar or Foxtel, which my family doesn't do. The other way, obviously, is waiting for it to come out on DVD or Blu-ray and then just buying that and repeatedly watching it that way. But that being said, I'm actually kind of behind because I went into Sanity the other day to have a look at movies and stuff and discovered that there's a season 3 for Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow, of which I don't think I've finished season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, and I was watching the 4 seasons that have the crossover event sort of in that order, so that as I watch each season, I better understand what happened in the crossover event. So season 6 is going to come out, and hopefully I will know what's going on with everyone's storyline, and I'll be able to watch that and enjoy that for the quality TV that it is. One word, Bullseye. I hope he's the villain in this season. I know it's going to be the Born Again storyline. That's sort of self-explanatory. He kind of had a building fall on his head at the end of Defenders, and then the other 3 seasons we've had this year of Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist all told us that he was dead because he had a building dropped on his head, and they just kept pushing it in our face. So, obviously, he's going to come back to life. There have been set photos of him in like a hospital bed of some description, with like a cross over his head. Basically, he's in the nunnery or the church or the convent or whatever it is you want to call it, where his mother is, and his mother is going to be a character in this season. I think Bullseye is going to be the main villain. I do know that Charlie Cox really wanted to have Bullseye as his villain, and if Bullseye is the villain, and I have a strong feeling that it is, that means we can all just forget the Daredevil and the Elektra movie until I do my bad movie review on it, because that's also coming. I think the only way Soul Calibur 6 could disappoint me is if Nightmare is not a character in its lineup. From the cover picture that you just saw, Nightmare's not one of the two characters either side of the weird green-red lightning bolt down the middle. But that doesn't mean that he isn't a character. It may just be that he's not wearing the Nightmare armor. Maybe he's going with a more sort of helmetless look in this game. But if Nightmare's not in it, that's the only way I think I could be disappointed in Soul Calibur 6. Nightmare's kind of my go-to character in Soul Calibur, in the same way that like Sub-Zero's my Mortal Kombat character. Yeah. Other than that, I'm going to be just playing the absolute living shit out of this game. It's going to be one of those games where I'm going to have to just suck it up and buy a second controller so that I can invite people around purely for the intent of kicking their ass in Soul Calibur 6. Like, I just love this franchise, and I'm really happy that they're bringing out a new game. As promised earlier, the DLC for Spider-Man, The Heist. This one is following Black Cat. She comes back to town. I believe, from what I've read about it, that there may be a level within the missions and stuff where you can play as Black Cat, which could be pretty cool, being able to sort of see what her abilities are. In the main game itself, you have levels where you play as Mary Jane or as Miles Morales. So being able to play as Black Cat could be kind of cool for this DLC. And it comes out on the 23rd. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm at 80-something%, 85 I think, completion of the main game, so I should have it finished completely before this DLC comes out, so, which means that I'll be able to just put the game back in my PlayStation, because obviously I'm going to be taking it out to play the other games that I've talked about so far, so I'll be able to put the disc back in, play the DLC, and have it done in time for the last game, which is actually the last item on the list. So stay tuned for that. This next one could be a little polarizing, considering that one of my good friends at the moment is a horror movie fanatic. To the point where I would not even use the word fanatic. I'm actually gonna change that. They're a horror movie elitist. They have specific, like, that one was good, but I didn't like that one. They preferred the second Texas Chainsaw Massacre to the first one. They liked the Evil Dead trilogy. The third one wasn't a horror movie, but same characters. And they preferred the Jackie Earle Haley remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street to the original. So they have a very specific sort of aesthetic that they're looking for in a horror movie, and the remake of Halloween could be one of those films that polarizes her. She's either going to love it for having Jamie Lee Curtis reprise her role, or she's going to hate it for being a remake, a reboot. I don't, what's going on here? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to watching some more Michael Myers stabbing people, having sex on a table, or whatever it is that happens in horror movies. So yeah, it should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it anyway. This movie, along with Goosebumps, which is coming out in November, has kept Jack Black pretty busy the last year. The fact that he's been able to make 2 films that are coming out a month apart is incredible. So well deserved on that star on the Walk of Fame. because I don't know if I would have been able to do that. Particularly since they both look like they have a similar sort of aesthetic going for them. Like obviously the Goosebumps movie is a sequel to the first one. He's going to be reprising his role as R.L. Stein. Potentially there's different kids. It's called The Haunted House or something like that. Haunted Halloween. It's 2 H's, and the first one's haunted, so yeah, it looks like it looks like it's going to be pretty good, but so does A House with a Clock in Its Walls. I'm not actually sure what the plot for the movie is, but it does look very aesthetically pleasing, and for that reason alone, and the inevitable comedy of having Jack Black in its cast, seems like it's going to be a good watch. So Sabrina and the next 2, for whatever reason, have red posters. So this is just a whole lot of red stuff at the end here. So Sabrina is the sister show to Riverdale. Obviously it's a Netflix exclusive. It's a Netflix exclusive as well. Also co-produced by the CW. I don't really know what to make of it. It looks like it's going to be a more horror-based version of the character than the 90s Melissa Hart version. And other than that, I'm just looking forward to magic being involved in a Riverdale-esque plotline. Like, that seems like it's going to be pretty cool. Also, I'm looking forward to seeing how they do Salem in this, because Salem was my favourite character from the Melissa Hart show. His witty lines gave me hope, and I'm pretty sure that's actually where I learned sarcasm, was from Salem, because he was just an icon. He still is. So they need to do him really well in this show for me to thoroughly enjoy it. But otherwise, if it still has a Riverdale-like plot line and portrays witchcraft in, you know, an exciting, fun, unique, scary way, then it should still be pretty good. Castlevania Season 2. Now, I will note here, I haven't played the games. I do know that there are video games about this, and that this is an anime based on the game, in a similar way that Del Toro Quest is an anime based on the books. I haven't seen that anime, but I've read those books. Digressing. I'm kind of keen that this is coming out for 2 reasons. The first one is it means that an unresolved plot point in my life can be finished, and that is that my ex-girlfriend's brother can finally find out what happened after the first 4 episodes, because that's all season 1 was, apparently. And the second reason is season 1 was only 4 episodes, so I'm going to now be able to have a complete storyline, even if they only release another 4 episodes, because The Defenders season 1 was 8 episodes, and they managed to fit an entire storyline into that. So even if they only release another 4 episodes, that should still complete season 1, because season 1 was only half a storyline. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to binge watch Castlevania from the start, because I haven't started watching it yet, because I knew that it was an unresolved storyline and that it would give me existential crises, and just, yeah, I avoided it like the plague. So I'm now going to be able to go and watch it and hopefully have a resolved storyline. And last but not least, Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar's good old cowboy western Grand Theft Auto. Let's be honest, that's what the first one was. It was Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West. Could you steal cars? No. But you could steal horses, and that's what they rode back then. I'm pretty sure you could steal carriages. but you got shot at and they were a little bit slower. You could get attacked by coyotes and bandits instead of gangsters. The sheriff instead of police. Like, it's Grand Theft Auto in the West. That's all it is. However, I am excited that it's getting a second game, because it was a good game, and it's going to probably cost me a lot of money, because it's one of the games it's the only game coming out in the next like 5 months that I haven't pre-ordered. So it's going to cost me a lot of money to get, but I will get it and I will play it and I will enjoy it. Probably going to get it and Grand Theft Auto 5 at the same time, since I don't have Grand Theft Auto 5 on my PlayStation yet. And then that way I can just enjoy stealing people's belongings in a multitude of centuries. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be a really good game. I'm really excited for it. I can't wait. And yeah. So that's all I've got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload another video. And leave me a comment down below. Which of the things that I talked about today are you excited for? Or are you excited for something else that's coming out in October? Remember that the first infographic that I gave you was the release schedule for Netflix in Australia, or just in general, I think. I don't know. But that is the release schedule. So if there's something like that I didn't discuss because I'm not excited for it, let me know in the description down below. Maybe it's just that I don't know what that thing is about, and you can then educate me and get me excited for it as well. So yeah, let's have a little conversation in the comments section. And until next time, guys, hit raise in hell.